All right. Let's see. Sound there? Now I got to pray for the fact that I might crash anytime. You never know. So, hey, Mountaineer, appreciate you being the first one to jump in. Hopefully, we'll get a little crew going. Fridays are always hit and miss because everybody's got things to do. And I totally understand that. So I'm not too worried about it. I get on Fridays for me. I really enjoy just kind of shooting the bull, and it's okay. I'm gonna experiment a little bit. I'm gonna bring up my high gain and bring the load gain down today a little bit. So I just made a slight adjustment, and I'm gonna drop the. Let's see. Hopefully we're not clipping. So I might have to do a test. You're supposed to just leave stuff alone, but it looks good. So hopefully, see in the house, yes, on my rocket ship home called the Acela train from New York City. Hey, appreciate you popping in. The rocket ship. Oh, so we're going into high speed rail. We should have rail out here, especially where I'm at. I literally am in the middle of nowhere, and I'm just a couple hours away from Vegas. If they just put a train from here to Vegas and just, or to LA, it probably would be a smarter thing to do. It would be more intelligent. So I need to listen to just something really quick here. That's pretty good. So all I did was bring up the high gain a little bit. So, all right, I'm going to leave that. Seems like it's good. I'm not clipping, I don't believe. So, yeah. So today I wanted to delve into the past a little bit. I want to do a little dive into the past. Here, let me move that right there. Thank you. Yes, if you have not. Hey, how you doing, Possum? How are you doing, Brent? I've really haven't. I've had a couple of. I think this week has been really good. Last week was really good. I'm flying more, and that's, to me, that's a big step forward. If I'm not worried about flying and I'm flying more, and then I got an epiphany of doing a couple of little projects. I'll give you some hints as to what the projects are, but I can't totally give it away because I want it to be organic when I give you my reaction to how they work. So, I'm doing something that I told myself I would never do again, which is pretty much par for the course for me. I always say, I'm not doing that. I'm never doing that again. I'm not going to hit my head against the wall. I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm not going to do a bunch of crap that I know is going to be bad. And anyway, but I'm going to do it. So, and both of these projects have promise. So Friday before, yeah, it's spring break is basically breaking right now. So it'll be fun. What I want to do today is I want to share a little bit of video with you guys. Every one of us has a pathway into this hobby, and there's a couple of videos. I wanted to go back into the archives, the Dad Random archives, and share with you one of my greatest triumphs in the drone world. One of the greatest triumphs. It was absolutely, that day, I literally thought that my life had meaning. And no, it wasn't the day that my kids were born. You'd think it'd be, but you'd think it would be that. And then I'm going to share with you a little progress. Now I've got my 5-inch out in the car. I'm going to fly it. I was planning on flying today, but once you get the plan to fly, sometimes the flight gods are not with you, and it's been peeing down rain, so I could not fly at all. I was meaning to do it, Okay, so everything's sitting there. I've got battery charged up. I've got goggles ready to go. I actually I think I went all in on the V2s. So I went on all, you can tell you go all in, you add the battery holder. So yeah, I went and printed that up. And this was not my first choice, by the way, for battery prints, because obviously I used PETG. I did white. It's not even cool looking. So it's not pretty. And I started out with this. I printed this. This is way nicer. This is a really nice print. Look, it says DJI on it, and this print turned out great. The battery slides out of here. So maybe I was supposed to print this in TPU, is my guess. I'm thinking this was supposed to be a TPU print, so I want to reprint this in this greenish chartreuse color TPU. So I'm going to reprint this. This is not a bad print. It's pretty easy to do. But this is PLA. I thought PLA will be good because it's got this little snappy thing on it. I think what happened was the bottom of the print got screwed up. There should be there should be a little bit of a base. There should be some kind of an edge on there, and there's no edge. So I don't know what happened to that. I'm gonna have to look at the original print. But this was supposed to be this. It was supposed to be black. And you can see that there's not much of a space there. So I'm thinking this should have been a TPU print because it's full. Okay. I never looked at the instructions. This one works really good though. It's just the wrong color. So this one's working good. So I might leave it white. The hell with it, you know. I don't have this color. I think I have it in blue. That might look good too. But anyway, so this one's set up. These are ready to fly. They're set up. They've got card in them, and they're and I really like the V2s are where it's at. So, but yeah, sometimes you print something and you think it's going to be really cool or good. It's kind of like when I printed these. When I went and printed these propellers, and like I'm going to fly with these. And after a while, after seeing people fly, I'm like, that is dumb. So it says for guys that print plastic, the off gases you guys breathe, that stuff in your house, the off gas. No, I don't breathe that stuff. So I usually print, and I put like this one right here will print, but yeah, yes, I do. I guess I do breathe the off gases, but I'm usually in a different room. Very seldom am I sitting here and hanging out with that printer. This summer I'm sticking them all in the garage. So if you want to, if you're thinking that maybe I should get away from that and not have that as an issue, because probably PETG is one you've got you're supposed to vent. Your nave to printing. They're not very. It doesn't smell that much, but it doesn't mean it's not putting off anything. I don't know. I've been sniffing glue all my life, so look at me. It hasn't hurt me any. So, hey, if you have not, hit the thumb, hit me up, man. Okay, you might be interested in this, and I think Kai and I will talk about it on Tuesday of next week. But we were messing around with Blue Jay, which is an ESC firmware, and so I took my previous firmware and for my Speedy Bees, and I updated it. I reflashed them to Blue Jay so I could change the PWM frequencies. So I've got a new frequency on the drone that I'm having a lot of vibration with. And I'm hoping, I was supposed to fly it today and then get some results, but I couldn't. So I'm kind of disappointed. I thought I'd have a little bit of news when it came to that. So for sure on Tuesday, we'll have flight footage with the higher PWM frequency. I hope I'm saying that right. And that is supposed to be one way of eliminating the jitters out of your and that's at least Bardwell says, of taking some of the jitter out of your O3 air unit video. So that is one thing I am experimenting with. So maybe I'm going to throw some. Do I have I'm gonna throw our chat stream up if I can. Let me see. I think I tried to do it last time, and I didn't get it working. So I have it going now. I don't know if it's, I don't know where it is. It's not popping up. It should just pop in there. I don't know. I thought I had it. I thought I had it. Go. Yeah, that's the pop out right there. Copy and go into the properties of my chat stream. Oh, it's on there. Yeah. Yeah, it's there. It's showing up. Now, I think it's in the wrong. I think I've got to move it up. So I'm going to move it up a little bit. See if I can get it in the right spot. Where's my camera at? Here's my main camera. There we go. Hey, we've got chat stream in the house. So I'm just going to put that up there so you guys can see your stream, your chat. All right. That'll help a little bit. Maybe I'll move the duck down here below it. But it, man, we can't cover up AC/DC. All right. So yeah, some days I just get it right. I can just, everything seems to work. And you know, oh, I got here, and I got to take this. Hold on here. I got to get this puppy and move it down here next to my mic. There we go. That makes more sense. So I wonder why the O3 is more susceptible to jitters. Well, okay, there is a commonality in how all of these little whoops are being built, these little cine whoops. All of them are being put, well, it's one of the things is the camera has the gyro in it. I think the camera itself, and it's so pushed out in front of the quad that it's picking up the vibrations, and it must be a really good gyro or something, because it is maybe in a firmware update they will update the gyro to be maybe less sensitive. I don't know if that's an option, but yeah, right now and like I said, I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe the Vista's got the gyro in the Vista and not in the camera. Maybe that's my guess. So I'm doing this experiment, and if it holds true that we correct some of the jitters with the PWM frequency mod. So I went into B Heli suite, and I found one with here. Let me see. I think I can show you guys the one that we ended up using. And once we get this thing knocked out, this is the configurator that we used right here. I mean, you know, display that. That's not it. Here, let's put it up top. There we go. So that's it right there. So this is the one we had to use for my BL Heli S. That's what I have on the mini, excuse me, the 5-inch that I've got with the mini 2020 stack. So what we did was we flashed, we logged into this, and then I flashed Blue Jay on it, which allows you to do more adjustments. It also allows you to tone your ESC so you can play songs. So it's kind of fun. It's actually kind of interesting. I'm not that well read in the hobby. I'm getting better. It's been a learning experience, and one of the things I want to show you today was my learning experience. So let's see, FPV Drone Life. Chris did the same thing with the AVATA. Let's see. I wonder why the O3. Let's see. Drone Camps trying to emulate Chris Waters. Yeah, you have to see. Oh, the finger thing. The finger. Chop off your finger. But anyway, I'm hoping maybe I'll see some success. I haven't heard in a lot of videos most of the videos, guys, are remounting their cameras on a softer mount. So this is the exact same mount I've got on the Kai 2. I call it the Kai 2, the 5-inch that I'm flying. And what I did was I put this, I think the first one that he did was 100% infill. So we are softening up this print. I'm gonna now look it out. Look, you can almost see through it. So this one's going to be much softer, and it will be more vibration dampening. I'm hoping along with this, along with the hey Lee, how are you? Thanks for popping in. So anyway, so this coupling the Blue Jay adjustment of the PWM, we went from 24 to 48, the frequency. I think we doubled it because that's what Bardwell suggested. And the only thing they said is that braking is a little slower, so your braking isn't as abrupt. So it smooths it out. They actually suggest that the larger quads, you use a lower PWM frequency, which I guess it gives you more braking, a little more control over the larger quads. And as they're smaller, he says, like with the mini whoops, you can go up much higher. I think there's 3 settings with Blue Jay, along with being able to chime your ESC, so you can make songs. I think the song what I'm gonna end up doing is putting on. I was thinking some AC/DC songs or something. I was thinking that, but yeah. But I haven't cut my guys. I've been really lucky with props. I haven't cut any. I haven't even cut myself yet. Haven't cut myself yet. But I've been kind of busy. You know, I've got a lot of stuff on the table there, and like I said, trying to get this accessorized. The next thing is to take these patches off here, and then putting the crystal patches on for sure. I think that's what we're gonna do, and then adjusting the stubbies, taking off the stock props are actually pretty good on this one. I've taken out the FPV pretty far, so I don't know. Sometimes you do these adjustments, and you sometimes regret it because you're just like, you know what, this really didn't need anything. I didn't need to do it. So, guys, I'm just flipping the chat up there so you guys can see a little bit quicker your chat stream. But yeah, the finger cutting thing, I'm crossing my fingers on that one. Speaking of finger cutting, I have a video that I want to show you guys, and this is actually one of the first flights that I ever accomplished with a quad. So this is when I was building, when I was building the Big Bird back there, that one up there. And I was just learning, and I'm like, okay, I'm sick of these toy quads. I want to build a good one. I want it to be really good. And there's all these channels that show you how to do it. So I dove into the hobby that way, and I really haven't been a builder since. I since then lost my eyesight, and that was probably one of the more difficult things that happened. But this right here, this is something I want to show you guys. I want to share this, okay? So I'm going to share my screen here. I'm going to shut that one down. And this is, I'm going to keep the sound off because there's music on there, and I have no idea. I have no idea about what about the music that I used and that kind of stuff. So who knows? It could be copywritten. But let me go screen share, and let's turn that off. We're gonna go. We got to go right there. All right, okay. And we got to turn the chat off. Okay. So this is old school. This is some old school dad random footage. Okay, this is some old 1080p. You can see I even look younger in that picture. I got my hair's a little bit fuller. I'm less gray, But this is my face following one of the greatest times in my drone life. Okay. All right. So one of the greatest achievements. So I went and got into the building thing, and I started putting together this 500 millimeter whatever frame. Okay, and like you said, you can see it up in the back there. And I went through and was following instructions, and I was going through all the steps to get this thing to fly. Okay, so Brent, you are going to appreciate this. Okay, Brent is building a Pixhawk heavy lift. Okay, this is the moment that I made my first flight, and wait till you see my reaction to this. Before this, I was flying the toys. Okay. So like that thing right there, I was flying those things, the pre-builds that really suck ass. Okay. So this is the moment. I haven't seen this in a couple of years. I haven't watched this. I didn't even preview it. So I just wanted to share you guys the moment I first fly and my reaction. So you can see I'm recording my phone up. I don't even know how to film anything. And I'm putting stuff on YouTube, and I don't know, nobody's watching it. Okay. So this is something many of you guys have never seen before. This is a true tried and true blue dad random moment back before I was popular and nobody gave a crap. I'm still not popular, but I was less noticed. Okay. All right. So check this one out. So here we go. This is me. It says dad random successful drone test. Okay. So successful drone test. Here we go. And there's music. I wished I wouldn't have put music over it because I wanted you to hear what I was saying. Okay. You still can't feel your fingertip. Exclusive. I don't know about exclusive because you guys could watch this at any time. It's public. It's just something that's buried in my 900 videos. So check this out. So I'm gonna turn the camera, and I'm watching my drone flying for the first time that I just built. Okay. There it is. It's hovering. And you look at, and I am so freaking proud of this. I've got this big freaking 3-pound freaking drone. I almost said, and it's hovering, and I'm totally, I don't even care about anybody being around. I mean, somebody could be in the park and talk about your fingers getting cut off. Okay. How about getting your fingers cut off with a freaking 8-inch freaking prop? So that's basically the beast in the air for the first time. Isn't that? I am so proud talking about that, going, yes, I'm just basically saying I'm ready to, like an athlete that just won the Super Bowl. I'm like going, yeah, and if it wasn't for, a higher power and all this effort and all in my family, and, I wouldn't have been able to get this drone in the air. I think I'm sporting some green props too. If you look at it, I'm wearing a green shirt. I don't know where the green color came from. I've been green ever since. That was like 6 years ago. It's funny, isn't it? Okay, let's see if I get it. I think I get close to it, but there it is, just hovering away. That thing is just like a rock. Okay, now I want freaking every toy company in America. I want every freaking toy drone company to watch this video, because I can't get a freaking toy drone to do that, to hover that good in the air. That's solid. That drone is freaking just munching freaking air right back there. And it isn't moving at all. I basically got it in altitude hold. I've got a Fly Sky remote, one of those cheap ones, it's like $30. Okay. You probably can get one for 15 now. Don't forget to thank mom. I'm a proud dad. My kid just hit a home run. Look at that. Add random successful drone test. Oh my gosh. Look at that. That thing freaking hanging in the air there. Look at those monster freaking props on that thing. That thing is just huge. I'm just telling you, if Banggood and could get all of their manufacturers, all these freaking little toy companies, and I'm trying to find the box of that one that I got sitting around here somewhere. Okay, here, let me show you really quick. Here we go. Okay, like these guys, this thing, okay, they can't fly that good. Okay, so watch this. So this here is $300. Okay, $300. That thing flying in the sky there is probably $300 too, 5 years ago. Okay, but it is freaking munching the air and holding like a rock. That thing is just, isn't that amazing? Just munching that 3S battery. Okay, I think that's like a 2530C battery. Just in, I think it was 920s with that, what I'm spinning on there. That thing is just munching the air. You did? You commented on that video 2 years ago? Really? I did not know that. I'm gonna look at the comments because I don't even know. Isn't that cool as hell? That is, like I said, we need to go back to these moments when we fly, because this is the reason why I keep doing it. I made that. It's just, a lot of coolness. So I just, I wish I probably should just play the music anyway and just listen to the hell with it. These live streams don't make a penny. Okay. So I mean, maybe I'll play it with the sound. I'd like to hear what I'm saying, let me see if I can, let's do it. What the hell? Worst thing I'll get is I'm going to get a copyright strike. Who cares? Who cares? Let's go back. Let's get the full reaction. Let's let it play. It's only 2.5 minutes long. It's not that long. Okay. So let me see if I get the sound on here. Let's see, desktop. Okay, there's the desktop audio. I think it should play it. I think it should play the audio through this. If it doesn't, then that's okay. It's just a bonus. Now you should be getting a, here, I gotta stop talking. Let's play the audio.
My drone flying, and here we go. Behind me, it's I've got it holding. Man, let me tell you something. It's taken a long time to get it to just do this. So I'm pretty excited today. Let me tell you something. I started out with little tiny mini quads, and I built this thing, and it took me about 2 months to get it just to this point where it's actually in the air. Yeah, crashing it. I can't believe it's still in one piece. So I'm gonna fly it around a little bit, and then hopefully go from there. Okay, it's holding.
Isn't that just glorious?
I got it in loiter mode. I took off in the mode that I took off in is called it's called altitude hold mode, but it.
Hold on here, I gotta do something. Okay, I just gotta I just want to shut off the desktop real quick. So I said I'm in altitude hold mode, and I exactly hovering over my shoulder. And it's called there's altitude hold mode and loiter mode. Loiter mode allows you to basically hold in space. So you can still move it around, but it'll maintain a position in space, which is, when you don't know how to fly a drone, it's really important. So here, I've just got some, here, let me put this back on here.
It did not lock on the GPS, and I have yet to fly it in stabilized mode. So I'll try to do that. Now I'm going to try to to do a auto land. So here we go. Return to home and auto land. Let's see what it does. There it is. It's going to, I believe, the place in space that it took off from.
Okay, return to home, auto land. Can I tell you all the drones in America? that can't do that? Okay, right here. They sell this to people. Right. Guys, it's a great victory. It's a great victory for mankind when Dad Random can auto land his home build, and here it comes down. All right, here I know it's I'm getting echo, but it's for a good cause. So now I put it into auto land.
Attempting an auto land.
And I've tested this thing with a couple different batteries. I think I gave Kai my other big battery.
I'm praying that it just sits down nice and soft.
I'm praying. I've never landed this before.
And the motor's cut. Come on, baby.
Watch my face after this.
So, pretty proud of that. Like I said, it's taken me a long time to get it to do that. Thank you, drone.
I thank the drone. I'm ready to cry right now because it was such a big moment.
I still think there's a problem with the APM. I think that that specific flight computer is got some issues. Obviously, I've got to get it right too, but not.
I'm already blaming the flight controller for it not flying the right way. Hey, now, Brent, this is when I wanted to do the Pixhawk thing, because I knew the Pixhawk was better. It was a better flight controller. It has more stabilization. It's just a better system. But this one's the start, you know. RG Pilot, I see it. Hey, Asgard, how you doing? I'm just sharing a moment of a triumph. The first drone I ever built, and then this was the maiden flight. Okay, all right. So I'm very proud of that one. That is the maiden of the. I don't even have a name for that one. That is the greatest. Oh, whatever. Here, I gotta shut up there. I gotta shut the desktop audio down there. All right. So there it is. That is the maiden flight of the whatever the hell it's called. I can't. And then of course, like a lot of drone builders, I'm like, it just needs bigger propellers. I don't know why the hell I'm going to put larger propellers on there, because it makes no sense. If you from what you know now, you just go, well, if I put bigger props on, it's going to fly better. No, it's going to tax the motors and burn out an ESC, which is what it did. But I actually replaced one of those ESCs. I've still got 3 spares to replace the other one. So it actually has 3, has 1 different ESC and 3 matching ones. But yeah, that was the maiden flight of that was the beginning of what they call the Dad Random drone experience. Okay, now as things are progressing here, and I'm trying to think, I wish I had dates. I think this was when this one you'll love. This one, I'm going to put this up there because you have to show your victories and your defeats, okay? And guys, you have to understand that I did not know what the hell I was doing back then, okay? This is why we need people with Part 107s and lots of training. This video is scary as hell, okay? I'm going to show you this, but this was, guys, you understand, this was like 6 years ago. This was back when there was no regulation, okay, really, when it comes to flying these big toys, okay? So here's the next one. Here, I gotta shut the sound off here. But this is a night flight. Okay. A night flight with full autonomy. Okay, so I'm going to send it out. I know exactly where it's going. It's going to go there and it's going to come back and land in my yard. Okay, at night. This is when you know you got to watch out for. Okay, so I'm going to show you this, but you have to understand that when I did this, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Okay, so all right, here we go. Here is night mission, full auto, 500 meters. Okay, all right. All right, Brent, here it comes. Hey, Asgard. Hey, I gotta moderate Asgard on here. There you go. Thanks for popping in. I really appreciate it. You do have a stream. He does have a stream going on, I believe, right after mine. So if you want to jump in. So this is, I don't know if I have any music here. Nope, there's no music. Oh, so okay. So I had already sent it out. All right. So at this point in time, I took off. Okay, it doesn't, guys, this thing does not have a strobe on it. Okay, it needs a strobe. I sent it out 500 meters. Okay, it's an empty space. So it takes off, goes over empty space, goes over an empty lot, 500 meters, flies back, lands in my yard. Okay, all autonomous, 6 years ago. Okay, here we go, and it's coming back right now.
Right now, here we go. Here we go. It's going to be showing up in the picture. Right there. Coming back all the way from a full autonomous mission. Pretty sweet. I just completed the first autonomous mission. This puppy flew from my yard all the way to Cafe Rio, across the street to the lot across the street, and back, and landed safely in pitch dark. Sweet.
Okay, so we. All right. Does anybody have anything to say about that little escapade right there? Oh, let me turn yeah, all right. Okay, so that is a full autonomous flight. I programmed it at 8 p.m. I flew out. I think I only flew at like 90 feet. I had to everything was set up on, and I used not just APM, but I also used a 3D renderer, so it would basically take into consideration all of the obstructions between then and there. There's power lines and things. So I did a bunch of test flights. I looked at altitudes. I looked at, okay, this is how high I have to go, and I sent it out. Okay, here's another thing, that little tidbit about that. I don't know if you noticed the props on that. I updated the props at that point in time, and I went from just plain old plastic props to those were carbon fiber props. So I am flying a flying knife. That thing has 4 7-inch carbon fiber props. And yeah. And one of my missions, it came back, and when it landed, it tipped over sideways, and the props dug into the ground, and I think I lost 2 of them. It just ground them down to little bits. So yeah, but yeah, that wasn't the crowning achievement. Okay. That wasn't my crowning achievement, even though it was pretty damn scary. Okay. I think back at this and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I can't believe I did that. Oh, gosh. All right. So I've got another one here I want to show you. My drone build. What the hell was he thinking tour? Okay. So I'm going to go down here. And this one is, let's see if I can find, okay, that's the night mission. Okay, this one is a daytime mission, but it's a little bit longer. I actually send it out. It does a complete rotation, and I believe it's, so I gotta remember what it did here. So I just built the iNav quad, 6-inch with LiDAR and optical flow. You could do optical flow with these back then, and not LiDAR. But you could do optical flow with these. They did have optical flow sensors, and sonic ones too that you could put in there. I think with Pixhawk it actually has the plugins, and you can just add those sensors and then mount them. So, and I think Brent is using something called Pixhawk 6 or something like that. All right, so this is the point where it sounds fancy, yeah. This is where I'm actually starting to know what the hell I'm doing. I'm actually thinking about it. I'm understanding a lot of the science behind it, and the specs and the battery consumption stuff. So, but it's a great little very reliable platform. It just eats up battery power. I need to put new motors on it, ones that are way more efficient, and they have a much better, like a one with a much larger diameter for swinging big props. And most of you guys that if you build anything that's like 500 millimeters or bigger, when you get into the bigger ones, the props are the motors are way different. I forget what the KV on them are, but here will be the last one. It says, learning from my mistakes. This was the title of this one, learning from my mistakes. And don't we all learn from our mistakes? Here, I have no idea what I'm going to say here. I haven't seen these in forever. Okay, so here we go. Here's the sound.
Station, 1 kilometer, 1.2 kilometers. I sent it over. This time I chose a high location. Went out this morning. Made a couple of mistakes. One of my mistakes was that I really didn't know my battery limitation. I didn't have a real good grasp. It was very cold this morning. My timer was inaccurate because I didn't take into consideration pre-flight.
So this is back when I was trying to calculate my battery consumption and how much battery I would need and how much distance I would get. So I timed my flights. So I knew that a flight could go a certain number of minutes. So I would set my watch, and when I'd send the drone out, and then of course I'd watch the APM, I'd watch the live feed because I was using that. And then I would start to gather data. Okay, this is the battery that I'm using, and that kind of thing.
So it crashed, but on the other hand, it didn't crash from a very high from a very high place, so that was good. The other thing that I learned was how to override some of the fail safes, but make it safe still. So one of the things I did was
Okay, overriding fail safes. Does that sound like something we're supposed to do? Overriding fail safes.
Is I increased the fail safe radius to just outside of my location that I was flying to, and then I turned the controller failsafe to automatic, so when you're in auto mode it did not recognize the failsafe, so it would continue on the mission even outside of my the range of my controller, and that worked. Everything worked good. So I made my entire flight. I didn't forget to plug in the battery, and the camera was working. Some other really important facts that I didn't take into consideration. And I've got really good video. I loosened up my video straps so it take some more of the dampens more of the vibration. And so far,
so I'm dampening vibration even back then. I mean, I'm having problems. Remember, these old gimbals are made of aluminum. They're really heavy, and I could take so much weight off of that thing now because of what I've learned since then. I can put more powerful batteries on there, better lipos. We could update the motors to 6S and really create a really long range bird. Let's see what else goes on here. Like I said, I haven't seen this in 5-6 years.
It looks like I have some really good high quality video. This is about as far as much as I'll show you now, but I'll add a section of that onto here. A little piece, a snippet in there I'll put in there.
Like the window, there we go.
When you're making the perfect gift.
My own damn commercials. Who put commercials over a not? This was even a monetized video. Okay, so this is the video that I took flying that mission. I'm flying over this empty baseball field. Okay? So here's that's not bad. Isn't that pretty good? For 6 years ago, stabilized shots. These are all screen grabs from the mission.
Quality video. Anyway, so all those things went great. I learned exactly what my battery limitation was. I know my distance limitations, and I can stay within that. That's probably one of the most important things you can learn is that even though you got a big battery, it doesn't mean that it's going to be able to handle that distance. Right now I'm in a 5.2 milliamp battery, but I'm carrying almost 1,500 grams, well, a little over almost 1,400 grams of weight.
1,400 grams.
Including the quad, so that's a lot of weight, especially with all the cheap stuff I've got on it. I've got a cheap Chinese gimbal on it, and I've got, I'll give you some of the points. So here we go. We got the Chinese gimbal on there. I've got 9-inch per props.
Oh, they're 9s. Okay.
DJI props. There's my battery balance. And of course I've got an external battery too running.
Okay, so this thing carries 2 batteries, one for flight, the other one runs the electronics, and that runs the gimbal. So the gimbal has its own lipo. So always collecting data. I was smart back then, but I got smarter. I stopped building. But you can see, look at it. I've got all the the dampening on the gimbal, and oh man,
the gimbal.
That thing crashes so hard when it does.
But this thing can handle the weight. It's for about my flight limitation is about 12 minutes with a safe return to home.
So I'm flying 12 minutes carrying 1,200 grams. So basically 3 Mr. Crocs, including battery. That's pretty impressive. I was trying to get the weight down. I was trying to get it down to the 900 gram kind of.
The other thing is voltage. I didn't know what my voltage limitations. You hear all these different things on the internet, and it has a lot to do with the weight and the pull that the work that the amps that your quad is pulling. And mine was pulling more amps than, say, leaving the battery to go to, say, 10.5 volts or something before fail-safe return to home.
Here's my YouTube page. Some of the things.
Here's my YouTube page. Now, so I gotta find out where I'm doing it here. I thought it was flying. Oh, here, yeah. Okay. So this is actually the program that I wrote. This is a spreadsheet that helped me calculate my amperage and batteries and how many grams I can. It says I can't exceed 1,700 grams, 120 amps. There's my operating amp. So it does a pretty good job.
Spreadsheet, and it takes care of everything. This is what I learned from Mr. Drone. Battery
So drone math, yeah. I went to drone math.
size calculator, created a amperage calculator, drone lifting capacity calculator, and a electronic speed controller calculator. And at the very bottom, I got a customized voltage and amperage calculator.
So that tells me where how much time I can fly with, obviously taking into consideration a lot of different could you imagine having to still do that? We just freaking slap a sprite controller on, really cool battery, and we just go we don't think about that crap at all anymore. God, it was so much smarter back then.
And I put my end bolts and my start bolts in. Gives me a maximum flight time.
And then, so I've got my voltage calculations right there. There's my end and start voltage. This is where I got to end at before I start losing. And then let's set my flight time, and that's my end volt. Yeah, so.
And it gives me
volts per minute
remaining, so I was able to determine with my load and the battery that I was using.
And I calculate out my grams of load. So here's my weight calculation. So right here is where I determine, okay, this is my payload capacity, and this is what the power consumption is for that payload and that specific motor, that specific speed controller. And then I have two different loadouts, loadout 1 and loadout 2. And that was different types of batteries that I used, or whether I was carrying the camera or not. Pretty interesting, isn't it? I was really thinking back then. Now I just got Kai.
And the two different loadouts that I have for my 500 drone, I use all these weights to calculate. Now, the one thing it doesn't have is prop size, so it's the
I don't have a prop size calculation, so I really don't know my lifting. There's a whole other calculation that's not in there. This is very, very, very crude. And I was messing around with props, and I was going to add that to this calculator, so I could determine, the prop size versus the loadout and all that stuff. I mean, this is some freaking Area 51 crap going on here, guys.
I got it on my phone. It works out great.
Mine is set at 11.
Mine goes to 11.
So it gives me about 0.2 to get home, and just in case. But those are some things that I learned. This was a really good, successful flight. I got good video. I've learned the limitations of this thing, and I didn't break it. I did break the skids this morning, but if you can see here, I'll show you.
Nothing but a little glue and fix. Guys, I used more hot glue on that. I would take the carbon fiber pieces, and I would just shove them back in the hole with the hot glue just to get it all back together so I could fly the same day.
Put hot glue on, and I think hot glue is the modeler's helper, but the hot glue seemed to.
We've come a long ways.
Keeps them pretty. They're pretty tough right now.
So that's it right there. That was my death spiral this morning. It went into a death spiral.
But nice long flight. I was way out there. Like I said, about a half a mile out. I got great video, and I came back a half mile in, about 5.5 minutes of total flight time, with we're about a 6 mile an hour breeze. So I was getting kind of worried because it was getting windy, and this morning was absolutely dead calm.
So that was the mission I flew from that spot, and I flew it at 2 different times, and like I said, when it got windy. And then I just, like I said, I tried to, I tried to set up, I tried to set it up so it would be a little bit challenging. So the drone would have to look at things differently and then take pictures. So you can see in the middle, all those red are points of interest, that those are places that it's taking pictures of. I used the plate, the home plate of the ball field. And then I used over there where it's number 15, I used another location to get another shot, but I think that's where the death spiral went. It went somewhere at the very end there. I lost it, and I can't remember what happened. So 1.2 kilometers. I just did a big circle. So anyway, I thought that would be kind of interesting. That's all that, that's really what that one was about. I do have one more. It's this one's going to be the best one right here. Okay. You guys are this is the last one, I promised. Okay. And the theme of this one, this is where I went bad. Okay. Okay. And the theme of this video is Dad Random sells out to DJI. Yeah, I'm turning. I have to turn off. I think I got music on this one. I've gone that far without music, so I got sick of freaking fixing things and thinking, I'm like, you know what? I just want to fly drones. So this is the video that I put together the day that I went to the dark side. So this is me going to the dark side, and I'm setting it up right now. I'm going, yes, I'm this and that. There it is right there. That's the day I bought the Phantom 3 and I flew it for the first time. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so much easier. I said, oh man, life is so much easier now. Can you freaking, oh my Lord. But yeah. And do you notice the little red pieces on the ends of each of the motor mounts? Those pieces were there because the motor mounts would crack. If you guys remember the Phantom 3 standard. So yeah, so you had to put those on to basically reinforce the corners. I don't know if you guys remember any of that stuff. DJI fanboy. This thing still shook though. Watch the video. I think I do have a section of video in here, but I don't say anything about it shaking. We are so spoiled now. That was a pretty drone though. That was a gorgeous drone. Just a great flying freaking drone. Just, you can't say much. Guys, I would send that one out for missions. I would send that one out all the way out to the golf course. I mean, I would send it out 3, 4, 5, 6 miles. But there it is. Look at that. That is, what it was at 2.7K video. Is that what it was? I can't remember what it did. So there it is. There's the first selfie with I must have weighed about 30 pounds less too than I do now. But yep, there it is. The old pull away and yep. This is the day I went to the dark side and I went, oh my God, there's so many houses there right now. This is not an empty lot anymore. It's completely filled with houses. But look at that. Look at that. Isn't that great? So anyway, I thought I'd share that with you guys. I thought it would be kind of, let it play out. I thought it'd be kind of fun for you guys to like look back. And I think you guys should, if you have video from back when, I fly almost out to the top of that if I keep going, I'll be to the cliff. I don't think I make it to the cliff on this flight. I don't know why I didn't go out there, but it could have easily went there. But I am just amazed. I've got stable video. You can see that it's frame skipping, but we just don't care back then. We're let's at 720. Yeah, so that's 720p. Because that's all the footage was. It was all 720. But what I'm probably doing is I'm shooting in 4K. I'm probably shooting in 1080. Probably 1080 at 30 frames. And then I'm recording in 720. Oh, those were simpler days. And those streets right there are loaded with houses now. That is all houses, including the place where I'm taking off from. So I'm like, damn, this is the easiest flying I've ever done. Why have I wasted all those months trying to make my own stupid drone when I could just go and buy a freaking Phantom 3 and it'd be done with it? Yes, the crack issue. You had to do epoxy ears. But it's fun to look back. I know in the last video, I looked back at the spark. So that's what I want to do with some of my Fridays is just look back. you know, and we have so much in our past, you know, when we were getting into this hobby, and I've got more fun to come. Okay. I went and I got this, and I'm excited about this. I'm excited to show you this, and we'll see if it turns out to be a good project or not, but you're going to know, because I ain't going to freaking tell you a bunch of bullshit, you know what I'm saying, about it. So, but I'll probably share that this weekend. Maybe, I think during the next couple of days, I'll have this out. I've got another one coming too. And another one, but what I'm trying to do is recreate the fun. We sometimes forgot the fun. We're now into all this stuff, and we spend. I mean, if I would have bought this way back then, this is a major purchase. This is $100. Okay, still is $150. Thank God for Kai giving it to me. I might never have bought one. Okay, and then you get into stuff like this. I mean, when these were brand new, these were 500 or 600 bones. Okay. And then of course the FPV quad and all that. And I mean, I'll never forget buying the Mavic 1, my Mavic Pro. Oh my God. That is like, it's like alien the Mavic Pro is like alien technology. You know, we look back, and, and like I said, the theme of that one was I sold out the DJI, and I'm not looking back. I'm never going to look back. But of course I bought the standard. I didn't buy the Pro. I think it was I think the one to get at that time was the Mavic 3. I can't remember the Mavic 3. You guys probably know. You're still flying your Mavic Pro? Yeah, that's a great drone. I flew that Mavic Pro 22,000 feet. And that's OcuSync, the first OcuSync, 22,000 feet. And that was scary. When I got out there, I'm like, oh my God, this technology. And that was 4 years ago, 22,000 feet. Yeah, and then you're saying the contrast between the Phantom 2 Vision and the Phantom 3 was like light years. And then now Ken Heron actually shared when he bought his. Was it the Phantom? No, it was the. I can't remember them all. I can't remember all the different models they had, but I think the one he had was 1080. It was a full 1080p, and then it had a 1 inch. It might have had a 1 inch image sensor. So it took really large images. I think it was. Oh, advanced, right. Phantom 3 advanced. And then there was the Phantom 3 Pro. You're right. Yeah. And then the standard. But the advanced, I think it was the advanced one that a lot of people, if you could get a hold of an advanced one, you could still find them. But the problem is batteries, and the cameras are excellent. And then of course the gimbal. And that's what happened to me. With the death of the Phantom, my Phantom was the death of the gimbal. I landed hard. I didn't have a gimbal guard, and I smashed it, and I messed up the one of the gimbals, one of the stabilizers on the gimbal. And I even went through trying to fix it. I went through the process. I went and watched videos and tried to fix it, and I think I was able to fix it, but I wasn't able to get it completely straight. I got it where it was slightly this direction, and you had to actually twist the camera inside of the housing of the one of the axes of the gimbal. And, you had to actually twist the shaft inside of it. And I gave up. I'm like, it's time to move on. And that's when I went to the Bebop. So anyway, we're going to get to that. That's at a different time. But yeah, we spent a lot of time, didn't we? Buying some really good products. Oh man, I can't believe people pay money for this. I really don't. I can't be serious with it. I really can't. I did my best. This is still, it'll still fly. But that one that I have over there, the one that I showed you the bag on, that one blows the freaking doors off of this thing, and it's less expensive. So, all right, I'm out of here. It's time. I think it is time. And let's go out there as the victory. We'll go out the victory celebration there. Me of buzzing down the freaking trail. That's some good. Those are some good times. So, but we can't forget those good times. You know, we can't go and totally just give up those early days, those pioneering days of the drone, our drone experience that we all basically took. We all get, anytime there's something new and trendy, we just jump right on it and we do it, don't we? We are just the trendy folks. I probably will. By the time I get this thing to fly, I'll just go buy one. Right now, I've been talking to Kai about getting a setup for my goggles V1s, and then putting an analog set on it just so I can fly some of those little toys. So the ones that you can buzz around the house, but it hardly pays anymore because you can get a walk snail, you can get the really good ones, you can get 1080p and fly around the house. So it makes zero sense to do that, to go and go analog for whatever. Anyway, I'm out of here. It is time to go. It is Friday. Hope you enjoyed that. A little bit of little blast from the past of and yeah, possibly fun. We don't know yet. And then I've got one on the way that's on the way behind that one. There's another one coming. So hopefully this spring, I think we're going to get some new stuff. I think the new stuff is coming. The fun stuff is on the way. COVID screwed it up for us, but all the new things are going to make us happy and enjoy the hobby just that much more. All righty. Hey, Mountaineer, thanks for being the first one in. Lee, Brent, and freaking Chris, and Asgard, baby. Hey, thank you for popping in today. Let's see. Did we miss anybody there? I think I got everybody right there. Appreciate, you guys. If I could hang out with all four of you guys every day, or five of you guys, that's plenty for me. I don't need a crowd around me. It's great when you do show up, and see us on Tuesday for Tech Tuesday. We'll talk a little bit about the PWM issue. We'll talk about Blue Jay. Talk a little bit about that, and let me shut that down right there. But yeah, I'm hoping we solve the problem of the jitters for the O3 air unit, and I think we might, it's possible that we might have fixed it. So, but if not, we're gonna put the more flexible TPU camera mount on, and we're gonna start messing around with flexibility, trying to make this a little bit more pliable so the camera isn't so stiff. And if we can do that, we can get this soft mounted. We might be in, and O3 will be what it needs to be, which is absolutely amazing. Gyro flowed to death, and we'll get rid of the camera. But right now, Air 2, okay, Air 2, Action 2 is still in my kit. We're going to always carry the Action 2 until we fix it. All right. Take it easy. Have a great weekend. See you guys on Tuesday, I hope. I think we'll do Tuesday. I think even though I'm on break, we'll do a live stream on Tuesday. All righty. We didn't have a blow up. Dead Random stream stayed solid. So we're not getting old yet. Later. Bye.
Savior. Sing for me sweet lullabies. Bright nights, I'm now